The Silent Revenge, How the Wise Win with Mental Strength 1. Introduction. When silence speaks louder than words, revenge. A word heavy with fire and fury. When betrayed or wronged, the first instinct of many is to retaliate, to scream, to slam the door to hurt in return. But the wise, they respond differently. They don't rush to react. They don't drown in noise. Instead, they step back. They go inward. And in that silence, they begin the most powerful kind of revenge, not with swords or words, but with strength, transformation, and unwavering grace. The silent revenge isn't about proving someone wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you were always more powerful than the pain, which is not fueled by hatred, but by dignity. And those who understand this, rise, quietly, steadily, undeniably. This is the story of how the wise win with mental strength, not malice too. The first blow, when pain becomes the teacher, no one escapes life without wounds. Betrayal from someone you trusted, being undervalued when you gave your all. Misunderstood in moments that mattered. Life at times feels brutally unfair. And in that space of injustice, we feel the urge to retaliate, to show the world what they've lost, to shout our worth out loud. But wisdom whispers differently. It says, don't act out of pain. Learn from it. Mental strength begins here not by pretending you're okay, but by facing your pain and choosing not to let it turn you into something you're not. Instead of reacting in rage, the wise reflect. Instead of retaliation, they rebuild. The first step of silent revenge is allowing your pain to sculpt your strength, not your scars. 3. What silence really means. Silence is often mistaken for weakness. But true silence, the kind chosen by the wise, is not submission. It is control. It is focus. It is mastery over impulse. When someone wrongs you, they expect a reaction. They expect a scene. They expect you to crumble. But when you stay silent, not because you're afraid, but because you're evolving, that's unsettling. That's powerful. Silence isn't empty. It's full of decisions. Says, I will not waste my energy proving my worth to someone who already chose not to see it. It's in this silence that self-worth is reborn. Point 4. The power of not reacting. Reaction is easy. Response is strength. The wise understand that not everything deserves their attention. Not every insult needs an answer. Not every betrayal deserves their energy. Mental strength is the ability to stay grounded when someone tries to shake you. You may not win the argument. You may not get to say your side. But you win something far more valuable, your peace. And in that peace, you gain clarity to see who deserves your voice and who only deserves your silence. That is the quiet revenge, the choice to preserve your energy for growth, not drama. 5. Turning pain into progress. There is nothing more powerful than a person who turns pain into progress. When the wise are hurt, they don't get stuck in bitterness. They use the betrayal as fuel to rise emotionally, spiritually, even professionally. They channel their energy into becoming better, not bitter. You won't find them wasting time plotting revenge. You'll find them working out harder, learning more, setting boundaries, growing quietly but fiercely. The most elegant revenge is becoming everything they thought you couldn't be, and doing it without ever mentioning their name. Point 6. Letting go without losing. Letting go is often seen as defeat, but in truth, it's liberation. The wise don't cling to those who walked away. They don't chase validation. They don't beg to be understood, because they know holding on to what broke you only keeps you from healing. Letting go isn't forgetting. It's choosing peace over pain, saying, I deserve better, and walking away then with a heavy heart. And as you let go, something shifts. The weight lifts. The mind clears. And you begin to realize you didn't lose them. They lost you. 7. Growth in the shadows. True growth doesn't happen in applause. It happens in silence, in solitude. In the shadows where no one is watching. That's where the wise begin their transformation. Not to prove anything, not for attention, but because their soul knows it deserves more. They take the sleepless nights and turn them into discipline, heartbreaks into self-discovery, the doubts into inner power. They rise not with noise, but with results, and by the time the world notices, it's already too late to stop them. 8. Emotional control. The ultimate weapon. Anger is loud. Strength is calm. The mentally strong don't suppress their emotions, they master them. They feel deeply but don't let emotions dictate their actions. They've learned that rage burns fast and leaves ash, but calm builds empires. When someone hurts you and you respond with stillness, it's not that you didn't feel it, it's that you chose not to be owned by it. That control is rare. And in a world addicted to reactions, it's revolutionary. 9. Outgrowing. The past. Sometimes the greatest revenge is simply outgrowing the person who hurt you. The wise don't stay in the same cycles. They don't dwell, they evolve. They look at who they were before the pain and who they are now, and realize they've become someone stronger, wiser, softer in the right places, harder in others. You'll know you've grown when their words no longer sting, when their absence no longer hurts, when you no longer need closure because your peace became enough. That's how the wise win. Not by destroying the past, but by becoming someone the past could never touch again. 10. Winning. Without a war, the most dangerous person is the one who doesn't need to fight to win. The wise understand that revenge, when loud, often backfires. But when quiet, it transforms. No arguments, no explanations, no revenge plots. It's just consistent self-respect, quiet confidence, and undeniable evolution. It may take time. It may not be seen right away. But the results speak louder than any confrontation ever could. That's how the wise win. With stillness that shakes the soul of those who once doubted them. 11. When life watches in silence, life has a strange way of revealing truths. Sometimes you won't need to prove anything. Life will do it for you. The very people who doubted you, who hurt you, who tried to dim your light, they will watch as you glow anyway. They'll hear your name in rooms you never entered, see your peace in places they can't reach, not because you forced it, but because you focused on your path. That's the art of silent revenge, doing so well that your progress becomes the only answer. 12. Walking away like a warrior takes strength to stay, but more strength to walk away with grace. When the wise leave, they don't leave bitterness behind. They leave quietly, taking only their lessons. They don't burn bridges. They build better ones with themselves. You won't see them trying to win the breakup or prove their worth. They've already won by choosing peace. Walking away doesn't mean they're weak. It means they're wise enough to know their energy deserves better battles. 13. Healing in silence. Healing isn't always loud. It doesn't always look like journaling or therapy or tearful confessions. Sometimes it's just waking up one day and realizing you're okay. You're not angry. You're not waiting. You're free. That kind of healing is quiet, but it's deep, it's permanent, and it's the final stage of silent revenge. Because you forget what they did, but because it no longer controls how you live. You reclaimed your story, and that's the real victory. 14. The legacy of the wise. Those who practice silent revenge don't just win, they inspire. Their strength doesn't echo in shouting matches, but in the way they carry themselves, in the peace they choose, in the success they never brag about, in the hearts they heal, starting with their own. They become proof that you don't need to destroy others to rise. You only need to stay true to your path. The legacy of the wise isn't revenged, quiet resilience. 15. Final reflection. Choose peace, not proof to everyone who's ever been wronged, misunderstood, or underestimated. You don't have to prove your worth to those who refuse to see it. You don't need to fight battles that don't serve your peace. You don't need to yell, argue, beg, or avenge. You only need to keep growing, because in the And the loudest revenge is becoming someone who no longer needs. Any 16. Closing message from my heart to yours, maybe you. They've been quiet for so long that people mistook your silence for weakness. Maybe you've walked away from battles no one knew you were fighting. Maybe you're still healing, still holding it all together with trembling hands and a calm face. But please know this: your silence holds strength. Your peace is powerful, and your growth is enough. If this message found you in a moment of hurt or healing, let it remind you: you don't need to prove yourself loudly. Let your transformation speak. And if this quiet voice resonated with your journey, I invite you to explore more soulful reflections on our channel, like, share, and subscribe to Awaken Mindset, where healing begins in silence and strength is reborn in stillness.